What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscriber died trying. You see the thumbnail. What happened to hip hop, man? Shout out to Solo TV 84. We was having this talk yesterday. You'll see this video like 5-6 days later though. We had a hip hop discussion. We always have a back and forth about a particular two albums. How I feel like DMX's "It's Dark and Hell's Hot" that was more so better than Hard Knock Life at the time because it lasted better over time. So, but we wound up getting into the discussion about what actually happened to hip hop. And he was like, he was going to talk about this. I might have beat you to it. My bad. But one of the things, we came to the conclusion was, and we agreed upon is, when the Source magazine stopped being relevant as far as rating albums, hip hop just started going, yeah, because whether people realize it or not, now there's not really a rating system. Like everybody just says anything's a classic, and everybody is just oh, that's a classic. This is great. This is great. It's got 15, 20 songs on it. 7, 8 of them just, 4 of them hitting, the other ones are solid. And then it's a classic. People don't make conceptual albums anymore for the most part. People don't even know what that is. So you got a lot of people who don't realize there's nobody to give somebody a stamp. There is no standard in hip hop anymore. We was clowning about debut albums. Like, sonically, when somebody would come out for the first time, they would have to stand out. They would have to be completely different. And now you can come out and sound just like somebody else. And people actually give you a listen. Well, back in the day, they used to clown you for that. When Biggie died. When Shine first came out, they was like, oh, he trying to be big. And then Gorilla Black came out, they're like, oh, who is this one? He just stole Biggie's whole style. But now, Pop Smoke died. There's another cat out here. It's like, oh, dang, that's just my voice and my flow. No, not really, bro. That was the thing with DMX and Ja Rule. They both have that raspy voice. But Ja Rule had to say, the second album come out, we got a similar style of voice, but I'm going to do something completely different. Because he didn't want to be pegged into that mold. But now in hip hop, it's just like, it's okay to sound the same as somebody else. And then also, the skill level isn't what it used to be. And I don't want to say, oh man, you just older, you in your 40s, you don't hear it. And it's like, I hear it, but a lot of this comes from, I don't feel it. Like, and you could blame a lot of rappers from, I would say the mid to late 90s up to the 2010s, because rap became a persona. It increasingly became more of a persona and less of a musical skill set. So now the songwriting is for the most part garbage. People can't write a song and it means something. And people could do whack stuff, and as long as you like the beat, people, you heard that? And partially, I would say, is because it's a lot of drug addict music. So we knew the difference between a song that jammed in a nightclub and a song that jammed in a car, because they were two completely different songs. Now, you just playing everything loud, and it just, because it's loud, it's good. And it's like, nah, it's not, bro. Like, what is the actual song about? Huh? And then you got, the generational thing where you got people who are taking on a persona of what it was to be street and hood in the, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s. And now that's how you grew up. But you wasn't, there's a certain significance of your life story don't add up with the people you're emulating. Like, when people were hard, like, think about it, the Game story of getting shot in the heart or getting shot in the chest, or 50 Cent story gets shot 9 times, or DMX's story of how he grew up, you know, those things those are extreme things. You get what I'm saying? Nas' story of actually just getting pulled out of school at like 13, 14 years old and, you know, just walking the streets and whatnot. And that's, you got people from extreme circumstances, you know. Now you got people who, and I got to use an old rap reference like Boss. Boss was a girl who made a hard record, and at the time it was about authenticity. And they found out she was a suburban girl who went to like a private school. And the minute that was found out, I was like, man, get out of here because you perpetrating. You know what I'm saying? You're not. You were a good actor until we find out where you came from. Nah, we don't trust you. But now you can grow up suburban and, oh, I was trapping. I was always trapping and using the trapping with the trappers, trap stars, trapping. No, you was just a dumb kid in school who kept ditching, and you wind up buying weed and possibly selling a bag or two every now and then. Cut the BS. You know, oh, we was worth the killers. No, you wasn't. No, you wasn't. You know, you was a kid who, you know, you didn't want to play sports because you were soft. And then you tried to be a gangster because you were soft. You know, you couldn't stand on your own 2 feet. So, and you got a $500 gun and $50 to your name. It doesn't make sense. But so that translated to the rap, and it's like, it lost its feeling. It's kind of like when I was talking about how, you know, is Black America out of touch with Black America using the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air's reboots trailer. It's a lot of people out of touch, and now hip hop, you know, is out of touch because musically it's out of touch sonically, to the point that most people listen to older music because you can feel it more. Like, I'm sorry, I haven't heard a debut album that has that hits harder than Lawrence Hill, Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, or Outkast's Southern Playalistic Cadillac Music. Not a debut album, or DMX's It's Dark and Hell's Hot. You know what I'm saying? The documentary might be close. See what I'm saying? You know, Get Rich or Die Trying was like an anthem, but it was like a gang of hits. You know, and speaking of that, even when people go back, what about Reasonable Doubt? I don't want to hear y'all talk about Reasonable Doubt because y'all didn't know that Reasonable Doubt went gold. And it was like a cult classic in the 90s. It wasn't that was Tupac and Biggie's time right there. That wasn't Jay's time. So people who listen to Reasonable Doubt were really hip-hop heads from that era. Y'all listening to Reasonable Doubt 10 years later, trying to, 10, 15 years later, talking about, oh man, it was legit back then. You weren't listening to him. So cut it out, you know. But tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe, and die trying. Peace.